Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. And good evening to all points in between. Welcome to the June 22nd, 2001 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. I am your host, Mr. Michael Walker, and I'm glad you decided to spend your Tuesday night with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence and your support. And we hope you had a great day today. We hope you had a wonderful day today. And again, thank you for choosing this time to, spend your evening, giving us your time this evening. Thank you so much. Well, as you can tell by the placard, we got a good topic today. One of the good topics today, trapping someone by pregnancy. And it's not all what you think it's going to be about tonight. So just sit back and relax. Okie dokes. And of course, I'm here solo tonight. And you get to see this pretty face of mine. And glad to have y'all here. And let me cover these salutations. We got a bunch of them. Hey, Tamara, glad to have you here. Hey, VL, definitely glad to have you here. Charlene Morris, I think this is your first time here. We're glad to have you here. Sherry, how you doing today? Brother Mac Williams, glad to have you here. Tawanda, thank you. Brother McKeever, glad to have you here. Pastor Kimberly, look, it's good seeing you here. Katie Randall, always a pleasure to see you here. Stacy Burden, glad to have you here. Got a few more going. Kirsten, definitely and so happy to see you here. Yes, glad to have you here too. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? Okay, let's get started. First topic is trapping someone by pregnancy. Well, as you know, you've heard stories of people thinking they can keep a person by purposely getting pregnant by them. And as you know, we've always heard this in regards to women, a woman doing whatever she could to keep a man by allowing him to impregnate her. However, there are stories and incidents where a man or men have impregnated women in order to, quote, keep them. So, and it's been, you don't hear too much about it, but it happens. What are your thoughts about this? As I have heard plenty of stories. I have a female friend, and I knew that one of her children, was conceived that way, but she revealed to me that it was two of them. Yeah. Pastor Kimberly, look, I heard it both ways. Absolutely. And you just don't hear that much of it from a man. Definitely not saying that it doesn't happen. I think I've heard some times that it has happened, but it does happen. And I don't know why. Why do people do that? Not that we can look into their minds and say, why do they do it? But why does it happen? SBC and SBCC, help me out with this. What are your thoughts? VL says, all traps are not bad. Interesting. Do you mind expanding more on that, Brother Victor? All traps are not bad. That's interesting right there. I don't know. And I mean, and again, as from my young adult days all the way to right now in my 50s, I have always heard of, I guess to say, women doing this, but I have never, not too much, hearing men doing this. And for the men out there, could you give us any input as to why do you think? I mean, well, why does it happen? Why does it happen? Let me see. Kimberly says, wow. And Tamara says, very interesting. I don't know about that. Okay. There can be a bait to catch you. Okay. Now, Victor, you made an interesting point. And I can think of maybe at least 10 forms of bait to catch a person, and especially a woman to catch a man to keep a man. Why bring a child, an unplanned child, into the equation? I think that might drive a bigger wedge. That's just my take on it right there. I think there's plenty. I think it's better bait than that. Maybe scared to lose someone. And of course, definitely, you'll be scared to lose someone. But does a baby, either having a baby by someone or impregnating someone, does that guarantee you keeping them? Does that guarantee you keeping them? I don't know. Because I mean, if they want to go, they're going to leave. And I have seen that. There were women who had newborns and they went and dated someone else. We had a question posted in SBCC. What if the woman was pregnant? She revealed that to you on the first date. That shows that she's moving on with the situation. Pastor Kim says it depends on the situation, but I believe it doesn't end well. So do I. No one does not like to be deceived. And you know what? If they lie about that, and that's a big lie right there, who knows what else they'll lie about? You lying about a human life. That's not good, y'all. That is not good at all. And Orgy says trapping is not the right way to go. If you have to trap someone in order for them to be with you, then they're not worth keeping in the first place. Then that's a relationship based on deception and lie. That means you're trying to manipulate them into loving you. And we will talk about manipulation in the next topic, though. Oh, okay. Kisha, how you doing? You need to be on the show. We need to talk business. She says nope. And it would be nice if she was sitting up here with me, hint, hint. I'm sorry, I had something in my throat. Okay. And Kirsten said, no, it does not. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not a word. BL says it can create a connection. It can create a connection. Well, but what kind of connection? What kind? And is it a connection that you want? Do you want that type of connection? That was based on deceptions and lies and what have you. Would you want a relationship such as that? I know I wouldn't. I know that. VL says, in days of old, some people getting married and were satisfied. Well, you know what? In days of old, some people got married and were satisfied. You know what? I don't believe that was always the case, Victor. I don't. And again, I make this analogy all the time, and I'm going to do it tonight. Back in the days of old, Pop had two families, one at home and one way across town. And mama knew about it, and the other mama knew about it, but hey, they kept their mouth shut because they know that he was bringing in the bread, which, dang, that kind of equates to the next topic, though. But Yeah, I understand that. Not a healthy connection. And AB says, in most ways, a man and a woman produce a baby and more. Okay, and what is this more right here, AB? What is this more? Y'all chiming in. We do appreciate y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all. Wait, let me check something out here. Did someone get my message? And Kisha, you need to check your DMs. Okay. And Pastor Kimberly Look says, I see it every day. When kids are involved, it not only affects the adults, but the children get the side effects. They end up repeating the cycle. Sometimes it leads to domestic violence in relationships. Sadly, I can actually believe this. I can believe this. And because again, you having regrets, hostilities that, hey, this person got me here through deception. And it could be hostile. Not saying that abuse is the proper way to deal with it. Of course not. But that is not the way to go about it. Keena Walker says, to trap anyone in pregnancy, you must have skipped a biology class and sex class. There are apparatuses for this situation, and don't trust anyone over your body. Now, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Keena. But see, here's the thing. There have been situations where, like you see in the picture right there, condoms have been sabotaged. Condoms have been sabotaged, and maybe any other birth control methods were sabotaged. So, yes, it's not necessarily the case of, well, we don't know how biology works, though, but sometime you have to be responsible for, and maybe make this disclaimer. I'm not trying to encourage premarital sex. I'm not trying to do that. We just still talking about sex though. But you have to be responsible for your own prophylactics and pills and everything else. Okay? And I don't agree with the trap. They may be there for the child only and not for you. And that's interesting. That's very interesting indeed, though. So let me take this down for a moment. So let me bring in my pal, Kisha. And I know she's laughing at the way I pronounce her name, though. So look at her. Look at her. How you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. If I could give you a hug, I would. Glad to see you.
Thank you.
Glad to see you, though. And of course, I
Can
know
you hear me okay and
we
everything?
we can hear you fantastic. We can hear you
Okay.
fabulous, though. And how have you been? Well, I know how have
Mm,
you been.
I have my
Yeah,
good days. I have my bad.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. All will be well. All will
Yeah.
be well. But I'm
It's
glad to
getting
have
better.
you. I understand. And it takes time. Trust me, it
Yeah.
takes time. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, you know,
Yeah.
but glad to have you here. So,
Yeah.
tell me about this, Chapping folks. Now, come on now. Tell me about this Chapping.
Well, it seems to be one of the things that a lot of our women try to do. Um, the first mistake is when they get with someone, they think they can change them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then when that doesn't work, they use the device of, if I have a baby by him, then maybe he will change, or maybe he will stay, or maybe he will do right if we have a child together. And that's a mistake a lot of women make. I can't even say young people anymore because older women are making the same mistake. You have
Absolutely.
baby after baby after baby after baby just to say, you know, he's going to stay with me. And 9 times out of 10 they don't even stay. And especially with these young guys today, they barely even take care of their children
Mm.
that that they have. Someone said something on the internet the other day, where there was a debate about should men actually have the choice to whether to be a father or not.
Mm.
Um, because in the act of sex, of course, we have the whole thing of you have your own protection and all that stuff. You know what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and because we have so many women that we have women that are devious. They can say, "I'm on birth control, so we can have sex without a condom or whatever," and in the back of their mind, they know what they're doing. They're trying to have this baby, and we see that in the news all the time. Celebrities get caught up with the stripper having a baby,
Entanglements. Entanglements.
right? When it wasn't thinking about having a baby with the stripper, but that happens. And so the guy is now forced to be a father when he didn't even want to be a father. So trapping someone, it can be a double-edged sword. If you think doing something that I can't get away from the word devious,
Yeah, I mean, but
devious,
that's what it is. Yeah, it's devious.
how can you think how can you justify something good coming out of it? We're not going to blame the child,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
why would you think that man is going to be happy about it? It's going to be, okay, we're going to sit here, we're going to raise a child together. Even if he does say, okay, you're pregnant, oh, we're going to get married or whatever, that's going to be the worst marriage ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because in the back of his mind, I could have done this, I could have done that if she wouldn't have lied, or we wouldn't have had this child. And then sometimes even the child suffers from it as well.
And now,
So trap.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was going to
So you
say,
have, yeah.
you go.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead. You say it. Go ahead. We
But
probably thinking the same thing.
but then you have men trapping or attempting to trap women.
Hmm.
Like, oh yeah,
Exactly.
you know, I want her. I'm
Hmm.
gonna make sure she stay around here. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna give her my seed though. Same
And it
tragic,
backfires on them. Hmm.
same tragic, devious
Hmm. Yep.
results. You know.
And and it backfired on them too because she was like, okay, y'all had this baby, but they ain't gonna stop my wholeness. I'm still gonna be a whole. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not, it ain't
That's a
stopping
good
nothing.
point. That's a good point. And all you be doing is babysitting the baby while she out there hoeing.
Rashi out thotting and
Yeah,
bopping.
thoughting,
Hmm.
bopping, and
Hmm.
everything else. So you right about that. Yeah, now you
So
right.
people have to understand, these young people, single people have to understand that a baby is not to change someone's life in that way. You
Mm-hmm.
can't. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She moves on. That's not the point of having a child.
Mm-hmm.
People and people are using having a baby for the wrong reasons. Like we're gonna talk about some of this on my podcast on Thursday. Like these young ladies that's having every guy they talk to, not even in a serious relationship with. Very true. Not even a serious relationship with. They
Mm-hmm.
have a bit. You have a baby with them. So here you are, got 5 babies with
Mm,
eight
mm,
different eight.
mm.
You got 5 kids,
Wait,
different baby
wait,
daddies.
wait. 5 kids, eight
With eight,
different.
yeah.
Now that's some crazy math right there. Five.
I mean,
That's some crazy math right there.
Cause, cause a couple of the kids got two baby daddies. She don't know who the daddy is. So hey, so 5 kids, 8 baby daddies.
Mm, mm,
And and the sad part about it is you have to contribute to her being insecure. She's not sure of herself,
uh-huh.
low self esteem, don't know who you are, don't know
Mm-hmm.
what your purpose is. So you're just doing everything trying to find that love, trying to find something that's fulfilling to you to replace something that's missing in your life. So you go from man to man to man, baby to baby to baby. But you're not doing anything to improve your life. You're messing your life up even more.
Mm, 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 mm. Let me read what
Yeah.
Jeanette says. There is a problem when you feel that you need to trap someone. Absolutely.
Hmm.
We all
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
spiritually and emotionally want to be whole when we pursue relationships. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And let me read
Exactly.
what Keena said. BYOC, bring your own contraception. Stop blaming everyone else because you decided to sex someone just for the pleasure, but not the
Right.
responsibility, which is the
That's
real
right.
issue. We don't use
Hmm.
guns without a safety. This is the same conversation that I have with teenagers. This conversation places no responsibility on the man. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everyone needs to be responsible for that. You can't these days you can't even rely on if you go to a girl's house and then you getting all hot and heavy and then you say, "Oh, I don't have a condom." She said, "Oh yeah, I got one." Don't you put that thing on? She
Mm.
probably done poke holes all in that thing. Don't you put don't you put that
I mean,
you better
look. See, she handed it to him right there. No telling what she
don't do
did
it.
with it.
Don't do it. You better go up to that gas station or something.
And get them. You be in worse trouble than doing that. But anyway,
I'm just,
that's
I'm
worse right
saying,
now. I mean, I
like
just guess
what?
that's been
Look,
told to me. But I'm just saying
now
though.
look, what the Bible said. The Bible said, "Be ye also ready in everything you do." So you gotta come. I'm just saying, be ye also ready. I mean, we can take it or leave it. I mean, apply it to your life.
Oh boy, you know what?
I'm just, I mean, hey,
I
but
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know what to say. I can't say anything about that.
But yeah, just you can't
Uh,
if you don't want to get trapped, just come with your own strap. That's all to it.
that does sound that is true. You know,
If you don't want to get trapped, just come with your own strap. I mean,
and
it is.
take every thought into captivity. Yes, you
There
got
you go.
you- there you go. There you go.
See, somebody feeling me with that.
There you go, Keita. And I can hear it in her voice. I can hear it in her voice for some reason. And I can see how she looked when she was typing that. Know how she looked. I know how she.
Oh
Yes,
my
I'm
god.
speechless. Each time I have a
Mm.
show, regardless of the show, I'm speechless. I can't even talk tonight. Speechless. Oh boy, you know what? And there it is.
Oh my
Absolute.
goodness. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
darling, you ready for the next topic?
Yes, I am. Give it to
Uh,
me.
okay. And if I could find it, well, when I was growing up, y'all, my mother used to teach me that nothing beats having your own. You know, nothing beats
Mhm.
having your own money, own car, own food, victuals, anything. Nothing beats having any of that. And
Mhm.
it's especially good that you don't have to depend on anyone to give you something. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
However, when you enter into a relationship, it's
Mhm.
really, well, no what? Let me talk best Alabama way. It's sure enough good to have your own. Okay.
Okay.
It's sure enough good to have your own. Because then if you're
Mhm.
broke and that person you're dating, and this is regardless of gender, they got money, they might help you out,
Mhm.
hand you this, but let me cash app you this. Then it almost a
Mhm.
dependency might start, and
Right.
start manipulation. So the next topic is manipulating people financially. Wait, let me see how much money you get. One, two, three, four. I think that's $800. I think. But yeah, in any case, manipulating people financially. That's how. That's
Mhm.
another way that can go with our first topic. That's
Yeah, I
another way
can.
people try to keep people saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, you ain't gonna find somebody else that gave you money like I did."
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, and that's why it's good to have your own. What's so funny? It, go, okay, say it. Go. Say what you gotta say. You about to bust over there. Go ahead.
First of all, you was just all in my podcast for Thursday. So, first of all,
You get to plug it at the end of the show. Go ahead.
you should not date anybody that can't afford you.
Oh, repeat that again,
You should
please.
not date anybody that can't afford you.
Mm, mm,
Um, Coming
mm.
from as a woman, you should not date a man that you have to take care of on a constant basis. You should not date a man. Let me tell you. Okay, this is what my I call. Okay, so you guys know, I call my dad dude. Don't ask me why. It's just
That's fine.
I call my dad dude. That's my dude. My dude will say, if a man does not have his own place, his own car, his own has a job, he is not worth your time. Um, and not to say, people don't have hard times and things of that nature or whatever, but if when it comes to finances, you should not date someone that does not have at least 80% of what you have.
Say that one more. Please, please
You
say that.
you
What?
should you should not date anyone that does not have at least 80% of what you have. Yeah.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
my parents taught me, you're not in the habit of raising grown men. You're not paying for uh, a ninja shoes, clothes, and shelter and food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not doing that. Now, if you want to get biblical with it, if a man don't work, how
Mm.
you gonna eat? so and when we talking about the whole manipulating people with money, and you see that a lot. And actually, that's one of the things we're going to talk about is um, one of the issues I see in our society, especially in the Black community, where these women and young girls are financing boyfriends just
Mm.
to say, I have a boyfriend. He's taking your car, driving you to work. No.
There's something wrong with that picture right there. There's something
He's
wrong with that.
he's in your house while you're working on your
And
couch, eating up your food,
and he
eating
playing
your kid.
and he playing the
Yeah,
game system your refund or stimmy paid for. Okay, I'll be
exactly.
quiet. I'll be quiet. Mm.
And then gonna ask you for some money to get some cigarettes. Girl, if you don't get out of here with that, like what is wrong with you women today? But they take it and they do that just to say that I have a man. What? Girl, look, you better get you a bob until you can get a real man and call it a day. Because I'm not about to be financing nobody. And I'm tell you, and so I'm okay. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story.
Go
I'm gonna tell
ahead.
you guys a little story.
Go ahead.
There is a couple in my building right now in this exact same scenario. Now this
Mm-hmm.
guy is living in her house. She's the one that's working. He's like, and okay, she has like 4 kids by this guy.
Mm.
Now here's the manipulation
Mm.
part comes in. She has 4 kids by this guy, and when she gets mad, guess what she does?
What? What? Oh my!
Guess
Go
guess what
ahead.
she did?
What?
She
What?
kicks him out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he got to go on the street or go sleep with his homeboy house because he has nothing of his own. And
Mm-hmm.
she holds
Mm-hmm.
that over him. She'll call him a bum from Sunday to Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and tell him you ain't nothing, you got nothing, this and that. And she bosses him around, and she holds the
Mm.
fact that she has the money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all coming in
So
tonight. Mm, mm,
so
mm.
he so he's a simp.
Yeah.
He's a simp.
Mm-mm. He simp.
So she
Simp.
rule she rules him because she has the money. She could do whatever she want, go sleep with whoever she want, make him babysit the kids because she has the power because she got the money. Now let's switch that over.
Mm-hmm.
Men do the same thing to women,
Absolutely. Absolutely. They
but
both do
but
it.
guess what? But guess what? I fought the women for that. If you weren't so eager to have a man take care of
Mm.
you and not have your own nest egg or have your own bag, I'm gonna shut up. Okay, go ahead. And men do it too. So they can control you with that dollar when you don't have nothing else for yourself. That's why you should always have your own. And even when you get married, when you get married, you come together. The man is the head of the household, blah blah. If he wants you to stay home, be a stay home mother, whatever, whatever. However y'all situation go,
Yeah.
but do not lose yourself in the marriage as well. Remember who you are. Have your own little nest egg because you never know what will happen. I've seen many marriages fall apart and the woman is destroyed. She's homeless. She has nowhere to go because she relied totally on that man finances and didn't have nothing for herself.
Mm.
Okay, okay, I'm done
Mm-mm.
for now.
But you know what? And you bring, like I said, and I don't know what has gotten into these younger men these days,
Hmm.
these millennials. I was brought
Yeah.
up to have your own, you
Yes.
know, have your own place to live,
Mhm. Mhm.
and again, nothing beats having your own. I'm not rich. I don't have much,
Right.
but what I do own is mine,
But
you
don't you
know.
know a woman respects you more? because you
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, most of these fellas, they live with their woman. And I see you about to get me
Mm-hmm.
started. They in there. I'm about to get started. You know what? Let me take my glasses off. They living with
Get him, Mike.
them on their
Mm-hmm.
Section 8, and they don't
Yep.
supposed to be there. They're eating
Exactly.
up their eating better today card. They eat it up
Mm-hmm.
all day. Probably drinking the milk they got with Wick, drinking that up,
Mm-hmm.
burning
Mm-hmm.
up their bills,
Eating
and
all the
what
kids' snacks.
eating all the King vitamin and everything
Mm-hmm.
else, you
Yep.
know, and they're not working, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but she out there busting her butt, trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep
Mm-hmm.
everything on. That's a sorry man, in my opinion. And you know what?
Now, whose fault is that? Now, whose fault is that
You
in that scenario?
you know what? You know what? I'm gonna say it
It's
like
the
this.
woman's fault.
I think it's
It's the
both.
it's the woman.
Oh, no, I think it's both. Okay, mostly whoever. Okay, it's the woman's fault. Okay,
Because
but
she's allowing it.
she's allowing it to happen. But the
She's
man.
allowing it.
Mm-hmm.
She's allowing it. She's providing it. She's putting up with it,
Yes. Yes.
and she's financing it. When what is it? When the first of the month come, when they get the EBT card or whatever, they go to the market. They go together. He following behind her, putting steaks and stuff in the cart.
And not just the cheap cuts either. They putting filet
Yes,
mignons in there, Kobe,
right. They
everything in
could
there.
put
Yeah,
ribeye, ribeye
lobster
in the steak,
tail,
buy all the crab legs, lobster tail, all that. And ain't
all
nothing for the
that.
children. All that for him.
I know, but
It's
and
it's the woman.
it's her fault. And then
Hmm.
when you and okay, and Victor, I agree with you because they both co-laborers, but
Yeah, yeah.
the onus of responsibility
Hmm.
falls in this argument falls on the woman.
Yes,
Now let's
it
flip
does.
this over. Now, see, you didn't start. Oh yeah, and Les said oxtails, definitely some high
Yeah,
oxtail. Now,
yeah.
and then let's flip this around though. When you got the
Hmm.
man manipulating the woman, or let's just call it for
Hmm.
what it is. He's being the sugar daddy.
Right. She
Okay,
a gold digger. She being a sugar baby.
then that's his fault right there. You
That's his
know,
fault.
and especially he's our age or well, my age and older.
Hmm.
You know, his first of the
Hmm.
month halfway gone because he giving her
Hmm.
money. You know,
Exactly.
and then like the old joke I've heard, she's all right having a sugar daddy until it's time to give daddy the sugar. So
Right.
okay,
Exactly.
so okay, okay,
That's very true.
and then it's coexistence. You know, they
Hmm.
that's poor money. It's poor
Hmm.
what is it? Stewardship over the money, but you still
Right.
manipulating though. You depending
Right.
on that person. You have to dance to their beat. You know,
Exactly.
you know,
And
they
we can
go
even look at the government. We can look at the government for that.
go ahead.
When not to put, I don't want to put anyone down or anything if they're on welfare or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the government is like sugar daddy, sugar mama.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
They manipulate you. They all in your business. You got to do what they say just to get a check or some food stamps. Same
And
scenario.
you have to.
You're trapped by them. You have to do what they say. You have to do what they say. When you go to places, they want to know all your business. You can't. They want to know everything.
They want to know everything. Trust
They
me.
want to know
I
everything.
had to go on government assistance when I had
Hmm.
custody of one of my nephews. You know, and it was my very first time. Oh goodness. They want to know They want to see your bank account. I'm like, I don't want
Everything.
you to know what I got, but you had to do it, you know. I
Right.
mean, they didn't do
Hmm.
things like they did. You remember the movie Claudine with Danya and
Yes.
Kara and Jay? You know, they didn't go in your
Yeah.
refrigerator looking at under your bed. You know, it wasn't
To
that
see what's
extreme.
going on.
But they did ask, you know, how much money
Hmm.
you had in the bank. So, and that's
Hmm.
with anything. If there's a dependency on someone, well, guess what? There's
Hmm.
certain requirements,
Right.
prerequisites you have to, you know. And let me go right here with Victor saying, you know, no fault, no
Hmm.
blank. Well, I disagree with that little part right there, Victor. But mutual consent, I agree with that part because
Yeah. Yeah.
he or she agreed to give you their money, let you stay in their
Hmm.
house, eat up the
Yep.
baby's kick cereal or
Hmm.
whatever else. And then it's
Hmm.
their, you know, they agreed to perform
Right.
freelance services, if you will. You
That's right.
know, it's a
And
coexistence.
it's funny to me. I listen to some of these girls talking when they're in that type of situation. They getting all mad and stuff. Well, he ain't such and such, and he ain't this, and he ain't this. I feel like I'm taking care of another child, but you are not requiring him
Mm,
to do nothing else but what he's doing. If you had set the standards when you first started to talk to him or date him, you wouldn't be in this position right now. You didn't set any standards. Probably when you first started dating, he came over to your house with a duffel bag or a trash bag, and that was it.
mm, mm, mm,
You you were like, okay,
mm,
that was it. You didn't require anything more.
mm.
Well, he was, So how can you be mad now that now you're getting tired of taking care of old boy? Now now the guy, he's getting tired of taking care of the hoe. He want her to go.
Mm. Exactly.
So, but
Exactly.
they saying, well, where I'm going because I've been here all this time. I did this and I've been with you since such and such and held you down. How you hold me down, son?
Mm, mm,
You ain't
mm.
do nothing. But again, whoever is the financer in those type of relationships
Mhm, mhm.
is their fault because you allow that behavior. You finance that behavior. You fed that behavior. You were feeding it all. If it was years, months, or whatever, you was feeding that thing. You fed that monster. You fed that monster. So now you wanna, how people get like dogs or whatever,
Yeah.
and when they want the dog, they take them on the highway and leave them on the highway or something.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
that's what they want to do. They want to take them jokers off on the highway and leave them on 95 or something because they don't. Because now, after they spent all this money and time or whatever,
Mhm.
now they're realizing their worth. They're realizing that I can do better. But now, after 4 or 5 babies,
Mm.
what you gonna do?
I couldn't tell you. I like what Keena
I
said.
don't know.
It's a symbiotic relationship, a codependency. But still,
Exactly.
even
Yeah.
in that, somebody
Hmm.
is the superior. You
It
know,
is.
someone is still in the dominant
Whoever
position.
whoever is holding the money is the one that's dominating the relationship. If a man has to ask you for money to get some cigarettes or soda because he don't have none, he don't have no money. That means you are the man in the relationship. You the one wearing the pants in the relationship.
Mm.
And my question would be, what's wrong with you as a woman that you will want a man like that? Because child, please, I
And,
can't.
and Michelle Shea, do you know how many times I've been cussed out by saying that to women who have been with a
Mhm.
sorry guy. You know, women can't get mad because they chose him because that's what's wrong. Oh wait, and I said, well,
Mhm.
you slept with him. Ooh, I
Right.
shouldn't have said I got cussed out. You know,
You chose him.
I mean, you know, and guess what?
Yeah.
The same thing would be with me if I chose a less than whatever woman, and my
Right.
bank account is constantly drained. Well, guess whose fault that is? And I keep her
Exactly.
around. I can't complain. You know.
And yeah, and see, before you even get that far into relationship, when you're dating someone, like half the time you can tell, well, the first couple of weeks what type of person you're dealing with. If you with a woman that's constantly like, oh, can you buy me this? Oh, can you pay my rent? Oh, can you do this for me? Oh, can you get this? That she telling you right now, that's what she wants you for. She wants you to pay her bills and all that stuff and buy everything and all. Yeah, that's what's gonna be. And with the girl, if you date, you checking out a dude, y'all going on a date or whatever. He rolling up in a Uber or on the bus. He don't got no car. He living in his mama basement. And the basement all decked out, so you know he been down there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, been on the basement. Then you ask him to come over, and next thing you know, he done
Mm.
spent like a whole week at your house. Girl, he telling you what kind of man he is already. So why people put blinders on? The
But
blinders go on. Yeah.
listen. This going into the, I guess, well, our last topic for the night. This is a good segue because what we're talking about, might as well just call it early entitlements in relationships.
Oh my
See how
goodness.
sister looking. You know,
Hmm.
she just heard what you just said, and look how she's looking. You know,
I'm
okay.
sorry, sis. I'm at one of my girlfriends told me she was like, "Oh, you like the female Kevin Samuels?" I was like, "Okay, well, that's what I'm gonna be today."
No, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I know how a lot of people feel about Kevin, but some of the things he does say is very, very true. Especially when it comes to entitlement, women these days come with, "You are supposed to do such and such and such and such." Well, excuse me, ma'am. You're not even a girlfriend yet. You don't deserve wifely trinkets and things. You just a girlfriend. Why are you trying to get wife rewards at girlfriend prices? That's not how it goes.
I heard you say that last week, and you said that,
Yeah,
and you told the truth.
yeah, you can't be going telling you going, oh, you supposed to do this and do that. No, honey, no, that's not how it goes. I don't know if it's because of what people see on TV or the shows and things or whatever, how people were raised or whatever. Let me tell you something. My dad spoiled me half to death. Okay, like right now, I can get anything and everything I want, but I know my place when it comes into dating. You can't come into a situation with a man and expect him to replace your father
Mm.
or the other person that you were with. You can't do that. That's why it's important to have your own thing going, because I'm going on a date with a guy and okay, yeah, he pays for dinner. That's fine. We're dating, he pays for dinner, whatever. You can't expect that at all times because you're just dating. And like I said earlier, you can't expect to have like wife stuff at just
And
friends with benefits.
put a pin right there. Since you said that, Marie
Mhm.
asks, and this question is for you. Define wife rewards, please.
A husband's job is to protect, provide, and be the priest of his wife. If I am your girlfriend, I don't expect you to provide for me because you're not my husband. You're not my covering. That's the husband's job to provide for me. it's okay if you're dating and you're, headed towards like you want to get married, if he gives you gifts and things of that nature. But it's not a pin in it. It's not an obligation. When you're married, it is an obligation. That is what he's charged to do. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
dating, he is not charged to take care of you, baby. He is not charged to you to take care of your bills. He is not charged to pay your car note. He is not charged to pay your rent. It's nice that he does that, and he does that because he loves you and he's trying to, get to know you, and you moving towards getting married, and that stuff. But it is not a requirement. That's girlfriend stuff, there, baby. That's
Mm.
no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, Marie. I hope she answered that for you. And we'll give you a discount coupon if she didn't. Okay. Rent, mortgage payment, car payment. There is a difference. Oh wow, y'all coming in. And if a man, D Giles from New Jersey says, if a man cannot meet the standards of my father, he's not
There
the
you go.
man for me.
High
Mm,
five, high five, high
mm,
five,
mm,
high five.
mm.
That's it.
And Jelly
I
talk.
can I
Go
can
ahead.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I can I can truly say, like, I'm dating someone now, and he is he's like my father. I look, because I know who my father is. I was telling on my Instagram last night, like I literally saw the marriage vows played out in front of me all in
Oh
my life,
wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
because my parents went through richer and poor and rich again, sickness and health, and my mother just passed to death do us part.
Mm,
And my mother passed with my father laying right beside her when she took her last breath.
mm,
I literally saw the marriage vows
mm,
played out in front of me.
mm,
And so when I look at my dad, I see the type of man he was and how he took care of my mother, how he took care of us, as children. And since I'm not married now, my father still is my covering right now until I get married. I look for those same attributes in any guy that tries to talk to me. And if you ain't got what my daddy say you should have, we got nothing going.
and Jelly, Jelly Malinga on her show, Dear Jelly, said she asked the question, would we date a person that's like our parents? You know,
I would.
and I think that, at least when it comes to females, they want especially if they had a good daddy, like
Right.
yours and several
Hmm.
others in the group. They had a good, hardworking father that was integrity, wasn't hole hopping, wasn't doing anything. That's the
Hmm.
type of guy. We're not talking about physical stuff.
Right.
You're talking
Hmm.
about that's how they are right here.
Character,
Yeah, absolutely.
morals, first. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And
That's
that's
that's that's what I look for. And I actually vet guys based on those attributes. I look for the hard worker, because my dad is 68 right now and he still works construction, not even tired. He's supposed to be retired somewhere.
he a young man. He a
you
youngster.
know, he still, my dad is a go getter. He always been an entrepreneur, always, and
Mm-hmm.
he would tell me straight up, if a man doesn't have this, and this, he ain't no good.
Mm.
So is one, and that brings me to another point. It is so important for young girls to have their fathers in their life. because your
Mm,
father is actually your first
mm,
example of how a man should treat you. Let me tell you something. My dad,
mm,
my parents have been together since the 8th grade, and my oldest brother, he would have my oldest brother died, and he would have been 52. So my parents been together
mm,
almost all their life, basically. My mom only worked the job once.
mm-hmm.
My dad took care of her. He told a story. He says, when he asked her to marry her, he says, "You can have all my money if you marry me." And trust and believe, Bobby. Me and my mom, we are shoe girls.
Oh, nothing wrong with
And
that.
let me tell you something. My mom had everything she could possibly want and more.
Mm,
Whatever my mother wanted, my dad provided.
mm-hmm.
And that showed me that that is what I deserve because I'm a part of him and I'm a part of her. So that's the kind of man that I deserve as well. So if you can't do that, if you can't do half of what my father did for my mother, we don't got nothing to talk about.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And on that note, SBC, SBCC, and those who come in from Red Lipstick Vibes and everyone else, we are out of
Thank you for
time.
having me, Mike.
No, thank you.
Bye.
No, the pleasure. No, no, no. The pleasure is all mine. Trust me.
I'm
Trust me.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
before we go, well, this part of the announcement. So tell us about Thursday.
So on Thursday we have our live shows, which is at 8 p.m. on YouTube, at Red Lipstick Vibes Podcast. So if you have some time, go over subscribe. I'm starting to upload reaction videos and things of that nature, some motivational things, and I next week we're going to be doing some modern woman type thing. We're going to talk about the modern woman, a panel of women. We're going to talk about
Mm-hmm.
uh, how our women are we're kind of sort of out of order right now.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna try to rein in our sisters, and to get us on one accord with our brothers, and so that we can excel as Black people. So yeah, if you go over and subscribe and meet us on Thursday night at 8 p.m., we're going to talk about the hobosexual.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm,
We're going to
mm.
we're going to talk about the hobosexual and the women that enable them.
Ooh, and they go hard over there. Trust me. They just like they go hard. They go hard over there. So with
and
the go
and
ahead, go
I
ahead.
have to say my dad, and I do have some quote. I have some audio of my dad giving
Mm.
some advice. So you
Oh,
will hear from the OG
oh,
on
that's
Thursday.
good. That ought to be good.
Yeah.
That ought to be good. So y'all need to tune in. And
Yes.
speaking of tune in about maybe about half past the hour, or maybe
Hmm.
a quarter after the hour. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. We have the after party. We will post. It will be a Zoom link in both
Okay.
of the groups. So any of y'all want to join in, just click in and just join in, and we might take this discussion a little further. Okay. And
Awesome.
since this Saturday is the last Saturday of the month,
And it's
yes.
my birthday.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. That is great.
Yes.
That is
It's my
fantastic.
birthday Saturday.
Karaoke night and spoken word. So y'all want to engage in karaoke and spoken word? Come on and join
Hmm.
us. You know, I can't sing a lick, but hey, I sing whole songs, but they give me a hard time though. I don't know why. And next Tuesday it starts all over again with Tuesday Talk at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll have a good time. Good time. Keisha, thank you so
thank you.
So much. Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Wait.
I gotta help my brother out.
Oh, okay. Explain hobo sexual in the after party. Okay, and she wish you happy.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, my friend, my sister, for being here. We always here for each other, though, and it's enough for everybody to go around, to be honest. So, hey, we doing good, though. One grow, we all grow. So, if there's nothing else, if nothing else, thank y'all so much. Tune in next week. Thank you. Bye-bye, y'all.
All right, good night.
For my brother. Feel for my brother. A lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right, everything inside. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall, and everything that I said never seemed to get into your head.